Good afternoon and welcome to the Happy Half Hour. I'm Leigh Kubin, Master Certified Life Coach and Weight Loss Coach.
And I'm Sandra Priestley. I'm a leadership coach for female entrepreneurs and a feng shui practitioner. Hello, hello.
Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, it is Cinco de Mayo.
It is.
Should be drinking a margarita.
I know, but you know, those boys cleaned my cabinet out when they were here and we haven't restocked it.
Yeah, darn it.
So not today.
Well, what are you drinking today?
Today, I am drinking a Seven Creeks Kerrigan, a red wine, 2017. Don't have my glasses on, but it was made in California. Oh. I can make that out.
Yeah.
But it's one of my favorite wineries.
Oh,
and you know,
so
we're
pretty.
Under a tornado watch. It's raining and I'm thinking, you know, if I could be anywhere today, besides here, of course, I would be there just sipping on wine, watching the rain.
Oh, wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah.
Well,
so what are you drinking?
I am drinking a Greyhound. So this is grapefruit vodka with white cranberry juice and lots of ice that's now melted, but lots of ice and a little bit of soda, just a little bit of club soda. Yeah, club soda. Yeah. And it's really refreshing and it's so good on a hot day. And I don't know what it is, maybe 20 degrees Celsius. Actually, I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but you know, it's fairly warm.
Like
there's still snow on the ground.
Okay, so it's not that warm.
It's not.
You're not going out in shorts and flip-flops.
Oh yes, but I'm Canadian. I would go out in shorts and flip-flops at 0.
Really?
Oh yeah. Like if it's not -30, it's shorts and flip-flops.
Wow.
And so, but like it's warm. It's warm. I was wearing this morning, I went and there's still ice on the lake. Every day I take a video, I go for a walk down by the lake because I'm only a block away. And so every single morning I take video for my stories and show people the lake and there's still ice on it, but it's 400 square miles, this lake. So, you know, it's going to take some time, a big, huge windstorm.
That it's still freezing.
Well, no, I mean, it could technically still freeze. And a lot of times it does in May, like a little frost on the ground. But no, it's so big and there's so much ice that it takes a long time for it to sink.
Okay.
Yeah. It's called Cold Lake for a reason. Oh. It's chilly.
So when does it get like sunny and sunshiny and like really warm?
July.
Okay. How long did it last?
For the month of July.
Seriously?
Yeah, like it's not too terribly hot here. Like, I mean, it's also sometimes into August and usually we get snow around, like usually we have snow for Halloween. Okay. So we really only have summer for a very short period of time. I mean, sometimes, you know, August can be warm, but usually it's starting to cool off.
So what you're telling me is that if I come visit, I need to do it in July.
Or bring a toque. Well, what do you guys call them? Like winter caps, winter hats? We call them toques up here in Canada.
Yeah, no, I'm going to come in July.
Okay.
That's it.
It's the best. And you'll be like, whoa, where's my sweatshirt? I need a sweater. It'll be so cool for you.
Wow.
But yeah. But anyway, so it is quite nice out today. Nice and bright and sunny. And so I think almost all the snow is gone. So that's good.
So another question.
Yeah.
That's really nothing to do with the show. I'm just interested.
Okay.
So do y'all have like grass in your yards?
Yeah.
And so is it like dead right now?
Yeah.
And then how long do y'all have green grass?
Well, I mean, October till October. Like it
from July till.
Yeah. like from it'll be green. It's starting to green up already. Like we'll be mowing lawns soon.
Okay.
Yeah. So we do have quite a bit of, May, June, July, August, September, 5 months of green grass.
Okay.
And then in October, it's still green, it's still green when the snow falls on it, but it doesn't really grow in that October time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll show you pictures.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. I will stop talking about that. So how was your week? What's going on with you?
My week was really good. So in the spring, all the way through to fall, I always go for a walk every morning. And so I go for a walk. In the fall, actually, I get a little scared of the skunks because they're moving and going to hibernate. So by about November, I got I shouldn't say fall, but by November, I got a little nervous. So I stopped walking. But all last summer I walked and I loved it. And I go about a block away to the lake. And I just sit on this like big rock I call my perch. And I just sit there and like either listen to podcasts or listen to like videos or, just like think. And it's so peaceful. Sometimes I meditate there. It's so peaceful and so nice. And my dog kind of goes for a little swim. And so this morning I was listening to like part of my 111-day quest is one. I listened to my coach, Jana Kingsford. So some training that she does. And today she said this quote that I really, really like. It was one of those moments, those mind-blowing things. And she said, procrastination is energetic protection. And all of a sudden it was like, oh, I can procrastinate like a motherfucker. I mean, I am pro at it. And I started thinking about all of the things that I procrastinate towards, like, and really it is that energetic protection. It's like that energy that I'm kind of preserving. I don't know, like I'm a bear that's hibernating. And so I started thinking of all the things that I avoid doing right away because I think it's going to take me a lot of energy. And I think where this comes from is because I had worked so hard and so long for so many years at my job, working way more hours than I was getting paid for even. And then in the last, almost 10, I also had a business. So I was working all the time and I burnt myself out so badly. I had squirrel brain where I was like constantly thinking and thinking and thinking, and I couldn't shut it off. And I think now I don't have that job. I walked away from that job and now I have all of the energy in the world, but I still have that resistance to taking action. Even though I built my business to be something that I freaking love, like every bit of it, I love doing. So it's just this habit. It's like habit. And I am literally like holding myself back. Like I'm sitting in this resistance, like we've talked about, like I'm sitting in this resistance. And so I was thinking of this procrastination as energetic protection, the resistance that I felt in my body in that moment. And then immediately I thought of this video that I'd watched with Katrina Ruth. She's a business coach. And she said, what would it like? Just think, what would it look like to be doing her job? And her meaning, I mean, whatever works for you. For me, it's like my next level me. Yeah. But sometimes people will choose we can't picture our next level us, right? Sometimes we can't picture it. So we look to someone that is a mentor for us, or that's someone that, has what we have kind of thing. And like, what would it look like to be doing her job? And then it kicks me out of this procrastination. It kicks me out of this energetic protection sort of mode. But it was really huge for me to hear this and to make all these, it was like, I don't know, fireworks went off in my brain because I thought of the energetic protection. Then I instantly thought of Katrina Ruth. Then I felt the resistance in my body. And it was just like ping, ping, ping. Like, wow.
But all that resistance is holding you away from what you want.
Exactly.
Anytime we feel resistance in our body, we have asked for something and it's there and we're not going to it.
Right.
And when we can stop and go, what would next level Leigh do?
Mm-hmm.
If I was living the life I wanted to live, if I was creating whatever I'm trying to create, whether it's my food, whether it's relationships, what would I be doing and how would I be feeling? I know sometimes I can get overwhelmed, anxious, where my body doesn't feel good. Like, you know how you just don't feel good in your body.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I don't feel well. And I'm like, you're not sick.
Mm-hmm.
You're being resistant about something. How would you feel right now if you felt like you want to feel? What do you want to feel like?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, I want to feel good. Okay, well, what would you be doing? How would you be walking? What activity would you be doing right now? Well, I'd probably have on some music and I'd be cooking in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Go do that.
Exactly.
And when we start acting like we want to feel in the moment, things shift. And then it brings, it covers that gap. Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Shortens the gap.
It shortens the gap.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's so funny too, because I think I've really been dancing with this. I have this big, huge dream of making 100K months. And so my coach is always like, okay, so this is the big dream. Like, let's focus on the big dream. And sometimes that big dream feels so far away that the resistance comes in,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
And so, I flip-flop. I flip-flop sometimes between maybe $100,000 months is too much. Now, it doesn't seem to be, because I am surrounded by women who do it. Like, I intentionally place myself there. Mm-hmm. Right? Like, I don't hang out with people who would suggest I can't do it, who think I'm fucking nuts for leaving my government job, right? What? Right. You left your pension? Are you crazy? Right. So I intentionally surround myself with people who do what I want to do, mm-hmm. and who push me to see how far it can go. Mm-hmm. And so I flip-flop between that and, holy shit, Sandra, like, that's not realistic. Maybe you should just go for something smaller, right?
So what if you, instead of said, I'm going to go for something smaller? Mm-hmm. I think we talked about this on the last episode. Mm-hmm. But when we tell the universe, I want this, I want a phone. Universe, I want this iPhone. Mm-hmm. Universe goes, okay, there's your phone. I was going to get you a MacBook, but if you just wanted the phone, okay.
Oh, yeah.
And
like, we don't want to underfest. This is what Sandra calls it, underfesting. Yeah.
Yes. So really what you want to do, what all of us want to do, is think of the feeling that $100,000 a month is going to give you. What does that feel like? What are you doing? How are you living? What's happening around you? What does that feel like? And feel like that. And the universe will match it. And I've never had a time when I ask for specific things, they show up. When I'm just happy and grateful, magic shows up.
Yeah.
And excited.
Right. Mm-hmm. Exactly. And I think, and so this is sort of what I'm working through, is like holding this big dream, but like having milestones on the way to get there. Right. Mm-hmm. And like, let's face it. Okay. So if my goal is $100,000 months, and I hit 25, that's still pretty kick-ass.
Jack Canfield was talking about that, about his chicken soup for the soul. And he really wanted to make, I think it was $100,000 a year. And I think at the time they were making 20 or 30. I could be wrong, but it wasn't a whole lot. And he's like, had this dream, I want to make $100,000. And he was seeing one of his mentors, and so he started doing some work with him. And he, put reminders around the house to reflect it back to him. And at the end of that year, I think he made $98,000 and some change.
Oh.
And he did not hit his goal, but he's like, do you think I was upset? I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. Can I make $1 million?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing about it, right? It's like, and Jana will say, like, just shooting, if you shoot for some big, huge dream that seems unattainable, and if you do the mindset work about that big dream, so you clear out all of the limiting beliefs that you have about getting to that big dream, guess what happens? You hit the goals along the way. Like you start to just see like amazing things coming, because you've already cleared out the limiting beliefs. For you to hit 100K, you can hit 75. You can hit, whatever, 99 in a month. And then after that, it's like, oh, okay, I've got my big dream. Now what? Now where do we go? Right? Like, yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot of work that goes into that, but it's funny because I'm also seeing resistance in my business, resistance in so many areas, like resistance in my weight loss, resistance in my business. And I'm making it mean things.
Oh, you're telling stories.
I'm telling stories. I'm telling stories. $100,000 business is going to be like a lot of clients and a lot of work and a lot of no time off. I should just rest. And it's funny because, I mean, I know better.
Yeah.
I know
Isn't
better.
It funny how we know better and we still do this shit sometimes.
Right. I know. And so it's like when I'm journaling, all of this stuff comes out on the paper and I go, whoa, hang on. Where'd this creep in from? Yeah. And it's always somewhere in the back of my subconscious mind that I didn't know that I picked up from somewhere. Right. And it's like the way to these big, huge dreams, you got to get rid of that stuff. It's like rotting fruit in your fridge.
But it's also about taking the next step. It's always about looking at where you're going and what the next logical step is, not up here.
Yeah.
You can't get from here to here in one step.
Exactly.
Maybe you can, but probably you can't. I mean, there are people that something happens and but generally we're following breadcrumbs, and then it builds to get us to this level and then this level. And then before we know it, we're there and we're like, well, of course I'm there.
Right.
It doesn't feel like all these little steps, but it almost feels like a leap.
Yeah.
But then we look at all of the prep work that we did to mentally get ready. And procrastination is something for me too. I used to procrastinate and beat myself up for it.
Oh yeah.
And then I was stressed out because I was like, oh, I've got to do this and I didn't do this and I've got to do this. And then I shifted my focus a bit. And I would say I start to compartmentalize. So yes, I have this thing that needs to be done, but right now I've got this thing that needs to be done and this needs my full attention. So I'm putting this little thing over here for a minute and I will get to it as soon as I finish with this thing.
Yeah.
And I will drive people nuts, like planning for Easter or Christmas or my birthday, whatever, because there's like, okay, what's the plan? And it's like a week or two ahead. And I'm like, I've got this and this and this and this ahead of that. So as soon as I get these done, and I get to that, I'll let you know. And I don't apologize for it anymore. I don't feel bad for it anymore.
Yeah.
I focus on one thing at a time.
And we just have to learn how we best work.
Right. Because we're all different.
That's the thing. Like, and I think too often, we just try to shift, or we try to, like, we don't accept how we are, or we're not even in awareness,
or we just
why
think
we do
we're
the
bad.
things that we do, or we judge ourselves.
Yeah, we just think, oh my God, I'm this, and we make it some big horrible thing instead of going, honey, that's just how you process information.
Right.
Like you can't spin out over here all the time.
Yeah. I mean, even I notice that this is the way that I am with clutter. I don't know if you're this way with clutter, but man, I cannot function. I used to be okay, but I think the more aware I became that clutter was undone tasks, like that's how I call it, clutter is undone tasks. I mean, yes, it's stuck energy for sure, but I mean, wonder why you're stuck, because you're looking around and like, that's not put away, and that's not put away, and that's not put away, and that has to be done, and this is a bill that has to be paid, and you know what I mean? And this is broken, but I like, and I notice now that if I walk into the living room and there's like dog toys everywhere and things in disarray and the kitchen's not clean, I will lose my shit. Like internally, I am losing it. But it's just the way that I am. I mean, let's face it, clutter is not good for anyone. I don't care what people say. I mean, I know I've heard it all. Oh, the clutter doesn't bother me. Yeah, it bothers your subconscious mind.
What it's doing is you're tuning out. You're going, I don't see it. So then you're not seeing things in life.
Right.
And I will tell you, like right now, I've got some clutter. I'm
looking at a basket of dog toys right now in my office.
I mean, I was out of town this weekend. Got home. I've been slammed all week. And so I'll look at the clutter and go, you know what? This weekend, you won't have time. Instead of stressing myself out and do I know that I'm tuning stuff out when I do that? I'm turning off part of what, but that's how I compartmentalize and go, oh, that's a task for Saturday. You have freedom to not stress about that until Saturday. After Saturday, bets are off.
And then everyone look out. Because Cam will do the same thing to me. Like he'll say to me, this clutter isn't a problem until all of a sudden it's a huge problem. Yes. Welcome to my brain. Yep. Because if I've got something else going on, like, if I'm okay and I don't have a lot going on, I can manage the kitchen counter or the kitchen island to have a few things on it. I can manage, to not be overwhelmed. But as soon as I have other things on the go, and then that puts me over the edge. So yes, it's not a problem until it's a problem. And now it's your problem too. Welcome to the Living with Sandra 101.
Or when we're getting ready to have a bunch of people over and there's shit everywhere and then I get really cranky.
Oh yeah.
And that is just, and my family knows that about me. They know, like, Paul just doesn't talk. Like he just kind of sneaks in and gets done what he can and helps out. And okay, honey. Okay. Because they know as soon as the party starts or the guests arrive that
it'll be okay. Yeah. It's going to be okay.
But I will say, I think it's gotten better. It's not as bad as it used to be. I used to really get uptight.
I think, I don't know. I think my family is just adjusted to me. So I don't know. But yeah, it's, and here's the thing that I love is I love just constantly being in this state of awareness, and analysis.
Yeah.
Like, because that's how I felt this morning, like I'm listening to this podcast and I think you can listen to podcast and go, oh, aren't they entertaining? Or you can listen to a podcast and think, what do I think about that?
Yeah.
And how can I relate that to my life? And does this relate to my life? And what can I take away from that? I might listen to a podcast and get nothing from it. Not ours. Ours is chock full of stuff. But like, I might listen to someone else's podcast and get nothing from it. But usually there's always one
It's
thing.
always something.
There's always one thing that I just think, oh, that's super interesting.
Yeah.
What do I think about that? Even if I disagree with it, it becomes this like exciting analysis into my brain.
Yeah.
It's just, I freaking love it. So yeah. So my walk this morning was so interesting, and just sitting on that rock and listening to nothing but my dog in the water and the birds and the squirrels and things. But like, it's just such an amazing space. And then I've got this podcast in my ear, and as I'm walking, it's like, oh, so cathartic, and it just helps me get to that next level me, I love it.
I think it can help calm you and get your focus for the day straight. What do you want to create?
Exactly.
That's one of my favorite questions to ask myself in the morning, especially if there are some things that might be bothering me or that I'm anxious about, that maybe stories I'm telling that I don't need to be telling.
Yeah.
And I'll stop and go, okay, that's not what you want to create today. What do you want to create today? Yeah. And so then I just start thinking about what I want to open myself up to. And I don't ever get specific, like really, really specific, but more the feeling of what I want to feel like at the end of the day. Yeah. And when I get in that place, the shit that shows up, like,
I know,
as it walks through the door or calls on the phone or email, whatever, however it shows up, I get this, I knew you were coming. Like feeling like, I ordered you this morning. I knew you were coming.
Yeah.
And it's always better than what I could have asked for.
Oh, I know. It's always so amazing. I love the universe.
I know. So much fun. Especially when you get it.
I know. I think we're almost out of time.
Oh my gosh.
I know. Didn't that go fast?
Yeah, I think we have like 2 minutes left.
I know.
Dang it. And I had a story.
Oh. So we can talk about that next week.
Yeah, I guess we're going to have to talk about it next week.
One of the things, so I have a story for 1:47 left, but one of the things that my coach also talks about is having an energetic signature. I think that's what she calls it, an energetic signature, manifestation signature. Dang, now I can't remember what it's called, but hers is, oh my God, and of course.
Yes.
That's what she says. Oh my God, and of course. It's like, what? Oh my God, it happened. And of course it happened, because I was already thinking about it, already manifesting it. And the universe always comes through. Oh my God. And of course. And so she said, if you can have this like signature, this like energetic or manifestation signature, and that it's, oh my God, and of course, or whatever it happens to be, I can't think of a better one because I love that. Then you can get yourself into that feeling really fast.
Yeah.
And it's such a good one, because it is like, she was saying she didn't have the, oh my God one at first. It was like, well, of course it happened. And she said she felt like such an ungrateful bitch, because it was like, she wasn't celebrating it. Right. And so she started shifting it so that it was this like, oh my God, excitement and celebration.
Because that's what
And
you
then-
feel when it first hits, right?
Right. And then it's
Yeah.
like, well, of course this happened. It's the same with when I help women feng shui and then they come and tell me, oh my God, Sandra, I just sold my house for $3 million, or I just sold my business, or I did this and it worked. And I instantly say, oh my God, I'm so excited for you. Yay. And then I'm like, and of course it happened because we feng shui for it.
Yeah. It's what you asked for.
It's
Yeah.
right. Like, and so, yeah, I love that. Like, it's just like this energetic signature. And then poof, you just get right into that feeling of already having it.
Yeah. So get into that feeling this week, girl.
Yeah. I'm going to.
That's your job.
That's my job.
Got one job.
One job.
Oh my gosh, this was good.
Attuned.
Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
So
It was so
happy
fun.
Cinco de Mayo. I hope you get a margarita. I don't know
I'm
that I might
going
get a
to.
margarita, but thank you guys for joining us. I hope you have a great week, and we will see you next week on the Happy Half Hour.
Bye.